Tonight, an extensive look at last night's flood.
And I'll be giving you all flood-related weather.
Plus, we go live to look at how the flood affected local businesses.
Murrow News 8 starts now.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Justin Spinney.
And I'm Brady Frederick. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
After heavy rains yesterday, Pullman experienced one of their worst floods this decade.
Yes, the flooding began to hit the streets of downtown Pullman, particularly around Grand Avenue at 6:15. Road crews helped deter traffic, and Pullman Fire Department rescued 16 people from homes and helped them evacuate the flooded area.
Today, we see the aftermath of the flooding that caused hundreds of thousands of dollars in property damage. Other cities in the Palouse affected include Potlatch and Moscow.
I went into downtown Pullman last night to see the flooding and talk with officials about safety concerns.
Last night, downtown Pullman flooded along Grand Avenue, prompting emergency evacuations and roadblocks.
The water was stranding cars in Grand Avenue, and we got all law enforcement and fire to keep traffic out.
Officials say it's Pullman's worst flood since 1997. There were no burst pipes. It was caused by the rain. As the ground saturated, the water overflowed the rivers and eventually made its way into town.
We have three forks of rivers. They all merge right at Davis Way and Grand. So at that point is where all the water is trying to get to.
Traffic stops like this one are set up all over downtown Pullman along intersections on Grand Avenue. Officials say the storm started at 6:30, and as the water continues to rage on behind me, they have no set end time and will be continuing to divert cars out of the road. Pullman Police and Fire Department set up roadblocks on the intersections of Grand Avenue and Stadium Way, as well as Grand and Whitman. But pedestrians and drivers weren't the only safety concern. After previous floods, the city of Pullman raised this stretch of Grand Avenue to divert water away from this pumping station. If floodwater gets high enough in this building, it can contaminate Pullman's drinking water. A Pullman city official says the water only reached to here. For contamination, it needs to reach here. As a precaution, Pullman Water still shut down the station and notified the Whitman County Health Department. Today the water cleared out. Most roads are open. National Weather Services lifted the flood advisory at midnight. Brady Frederick, Murrow News 8.
The flood had major impacts on Grand Avenue businesses. Malou Santos joins us live from Tractor Town Square. Hey, Malou.
Hi, Justin. I'm standing here at Tractor Town Square on Grand Avenue, where several businesses are now closed due to the flash floods from last night. I spoke with the Pullman Police Department, and I was told there are about 12 businesses that are affected, including Carahan Chiropractic, which is right behind me, Snap Fitness, State Farm, and the mobile gas station. Reports say that Shane Carahan, the owner of Carahan Chiropractic, has about $150,000 of damage just to his equipment alone, and unfortunately it's a total loss because he doesn't have flood insurance. Also, the Pullman police said that there were 7 people that needed to be rescued with a bulldozer last night. Also, 4 cars that were disabled because of the flash flood. I'm Malou Santos. I'll toss it back to you, Justin.
And that's Malou Santos reporting live from Tractor Square. Thanks, Malou. Now we'll throw it over to Brady with weather.
Thank you, Justin. Well, we got lucky today and we got a break from the rain really quickly. But tomorrow, unfortunately, it will be coming back. If you want to go back to there. And we're going to be expecting a 46-degree high, so it's going to be pretty cold. We got to watch out for the flooding to come back if we keep moving forward. These blue triangles here represent Pullman. Now, according to this chart, Pullman is currently above the 99th percentile in water flowage. Now, if you look at this black triangle, that's Potlatch, Idaho, which is currently above the flood stage. Now, if we look at our rivers, the Palouse River level is currently over almost 17 feet risen. Now, it's expected to go up to about 17.5 feet. So you really should be expecting more flooding, especially with the rain in our forecast. Thanks, Justin. Back to you.
Thank you, Brady. Well, reactions to the flood varied in Pullman, so I dove into social media to see what people were saying around the Palouse.
With a big event such as flooding in Pullman, social media also floods with people providing information and wanting to know more about the large-scale event. Alerts began around 6:45 last night when Pullman police encouraged people to stay away from North Grand Avenue. WSU alerts warn people to take precautions when traveling to campus. And the city of Pullman announced the declaration of the state of emergency this morning. Matt Haugen with WSU News kept residents updated all day on Twitter and shot this video of a man being rescued on a bulldozer. Pullman police also offered drone footage on their Twitter page. A gentleman rewarded the hard work and long night of the Pullman police by delivering them donuts this morning. A disaster such as a flood would be devastating to any community, but this is Pullman, home of the Cougs. And if there's one thing that Cougs know how to do, it's how to have fun.
Yeah, there were about 2,000 that were interested in it, and with about 350 shares as of this morning.
Ryan Farrell started a Facebook event to float or raft down the flooded Grand Avenue. The event had to be canceled due to the floodwaters dispersing, but some people took advantage of the fun last night anyway. Other fun social media posts included someone taking advantage of a business opportunity on WSU Freedoms for sale, and the sarcastic tweet telling people to take a drive to check out the flooding.
And just being able to make a good time out of a bad time, I mean, there's really no better life story than that.
Pullman truly does not know how to slow down, but it's certainly part of what makes this community so special.
Life is short. You just got to make the best out of it, and that's what Cougs do best. Go Cougs, baby.
Justin Spinney, Murrow News 8.
At Murrow News 8, we would like to remind you that approaching floodwaters can be very dangerous and to always listen to the warnings and alerts from authorities.
When we come back, we'll recap Mayor Johnson's State of the City address.
When Murrow News 8 continues.
The great outside.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
So shiny.
We both love the outdoors.
That's not a flower.
And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
I wouldn't use this one.
He helps me with my decision making.
Never.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Welcome back. Last night, Pullman Mayor Glenn Johnson gave a State of the City address and talked about plans that include more disability access, one-stop care at Pullman Regional Hospital, airport renovations, and an app to contact city officials. He also discussed the future City Hall, which is expected to open the first quarter of 2020. Also, State Route 26 is now expected to be finished by 2020 or 2021.
The University of Idaho will introduce their 19th president of the university tomorrow. The introduction of the president will be shown through live stream on the university website. The 5 finalists for the university president are Christopher Callahan, currently at Arizona State University, Diane Z. Chase of the University of Nevada, Scott Green of Hovell Lovells Law Firm, Elizabeth Spiller of the University of California, Davis, and Paul Takalshi of Oklahoma State University.
Last night, council members unanimously approved a resolution for the Pullman Regional Hospital ballot proposition on April 23rd. The resolution is in support of an insurance of $29 million bond to the hospital. The bond will cover several areas from the community-wide electronic medical records, a redesign of the hospital, updated medical equipment, and a new community healthcare pavilion. After the break, a WSU legend will be retiring his jersey.
When Murrow News 8 returns.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
The great outside.
My new mom and I have a lot in common.
So shiny.
We both love the outdoors.
That's not a flower.
And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play or even what you wear. You just need to be there. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Welcome back. Here's more weather. Let's take a look at our state map really quickly. If we look over in the east side, it's been pretty dry, sitting at a cool 50 degrees-ish. Over on the west side, kind of the same thing. The only difference is over here in the Tri-Cities, where we're seeing rains with a high of 66 degrees. Now, if we look at our 5-day forecast for all of you preparing for Mom's Weekend, unfortunately, it's looking like it's going to be raining the rest of the week until Monday. So you can start your Monday off with a nice sunny or partly cloudy day. But other than that, make sure to be safe this week on the roads. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Brady, so much for that weather update. Now I'm Noah Schmick with your sports update. The most popular jersey at Washington State home basketball games will be hanging in the rafters at Beasley Coliseum. Klay Thompson's #1 jersey will be retired next season, according to athletic director Pat Chun last Friday night. Chun and new head basketball coach Kyle Smith both took in Golden State's 120-114 win over the Cleveland Cavaliers on Friday at Oracle Arena. Thompson will join former WSU center Steve Pudoikis, who played in Pullman until the 1977 season, as the only other Cougar basketball player to have his jersey number retired. Some more college men's basketball news for the Cougars is the return of senior forward Jeff Pollard. Jeff Pollard threw his name into the NCAA transfer portal to explore his potential options at other schools after the firing of former coach Ernie Kent. Pollard commented on the new coaching staff under Kyle Smith in a statement on Twitter, saying, "In the short time that I've known Coach Smith, I've been very impressed with him and his vision for this program." Pollard started 23 games last season, averaging 4.8 points and 2.6 rebounds in all of his 29 games played. Is it too early to say the Mariners are good? After a 13-5 blowout on Monday and a 6-3 win on Tuesday over the Kansas City Royals, the Seattle Mariners have the best record in the MLB with 11 wins and 2 losses. The Mariners can thank their hot start to their offense that leads the majors in several categories, but the big stat that has kept them winning is their runs scored. The Mariners have scored 104 runs in 13 games, and the closest team behind them is currently sitting at 87 total runs scored. The Mariners just started the 3rd game of their 4-game series against the Kansas City Royals at 5:15 and are up 1-0 the last time we checked. After the break, Caleb Bautista will tell us about Unified Sports Day when Murrow News 8 returns.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Thank you for watching our live newscast tonight. Be sure to follow us at nwpb.org/MurrowNews8 and on Cable 8 at 7 and 10.
And don't forget, you can also follow Murrow News 8 on Facebook and Twitter.
Have a good night, Pullman.